So what else do you have to talk about that you read this week that's on the stands?
And I'll just give a brief shout out to City Beneath Her Feet. They finally put that fucking issue out. Shout out to James Tynion for being the only good, for writing the only good distillery books. That's to say, like, or sorry. That said, though, that's what I meant to say. That said, Elsa Charter, phenomenal artist on this book. She's like very much channeling kind of Casanova era, like Gabriel Bond, Fabio Moon, particularly Fabio Moon. Kind of less so with the second issue, but that first issue especially felt very in line with something like Fabio Moon would have done for Casanova Gula, I think, back in the day. So it's incredibly gorgeous. It's the rare Tynion book that's not a horror book in any way. It's a lesbian action romance about New York and being a woman writer who smokes cigarettes and maybe a trans woman. Tynion transition already.
Yeah, what's up, Tynion?
Yeah.
What you going through there?
This is the second time you've done this really well, Tynion. What's going on there? Do you need estrogen? Blink twice if you need a shot.
Girl, I got you.
We got you. We believe in you. I'm just saying there's like cis men don't write trans women that well, and like the amount that like the Nice House by the Lake and Nice House by the Sea is like extremely about like the ways that trans women are like manipulated and fucked with by other queer people. It's crazy how central that is to the book in ways that I'm like, you know, like either some trans woman's been talking to you, or like either you know too much in-house shit for this to be fucking. Anyway, point is, City Beneath Your Feet, good book, fun book. It's crazy that it took so long to come out, but I kind of wonder how much of that's a distillery issue, because they just simply, like, can't seem to publish anything on any kind of timeline. There's multiple books that were supposed to be published months ago that we haven't heard hide nor hair of, including Ram V's book with Joel Jones, I think, that was supposed to come out. Matthias Bergara and Simon Spurrier are supposed to have a book. Haven't heard shit about that. So Distillery, you have Amazon money, get it together. That said, good issue. Tynion and Charter are just killing it. Well, a very fun time. That's all I have to really say about that one.
I think I'm a huge fan of the Supergirl run right now, with Sophie Campbell and Tamara Von Villen. I think it's really indicative of the like sheer diversity of stuff coming out of DC right now. Like, I feel like the tone of everything that I like from DC is so different from one another, you know, even just the Absolute titles. It's like every Absolute title feels really different, and then this feels so far away from any of those. I mean, it's very sweet. It's all about friendship and the like messiness of being like a young woman and trying to make friends in like your early 20s, I guess, is like a huge part of it. And this issue is a Thanksgiving special, and she has a very sweet like enemies to friends arc where she has to help out Princess Shark with a whole deal or whatever.
Enemies to lovers.
To lovers? I'm not sure that's in the text.
It's
God willing.
That's just hopeful thinking on my part.
If I say God willing. I mean, Princess Shark, I think, is like... Again, I've only read the first few issues of this book, and I need to catch up, but, like, Princess Shark is such a standout introduction, like new character. I just love her. All of her fits are really good. She's so fun. She feels like perfectly like Silver Age. She's literally girl bossing so close to the sun and will never fall, because I love her.
Yeah, the coloring from Von Villen is really good too, I will say. It's like, it's really striking. I feel like she's got a really deep understanding of how to make a comic exciting to just look at on the page, but in like this very kind of cartoony way that's really distinct from like New Gods or Javier Rodriguez on Absolute Martian or whatever. Are you caught up on the run, Pearl? Have you been reading the issues?
What, for Supergirl?
Yeah.
I've read like the first 3.
Okay.
And I'm halfway through the Thanksgiving special.
Yeah. How are you liking it?
It's really good.
It's
and
really good, isn't it?
I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe I do know what it is, but I feel seen in this book.
It's like an I don't know about Becca Carey, but it's an all-women team, and it's a mostly trans women team. Like, because Tamara and Sophie Campbell are both trans women, both been in the scene a long time.
It is the trans woman's Supergirl, and, like, I didn't know I needed it.
It's crazy how many trans women are writing stuff for DC. Well, Gretchen was before DC did that bullshit, but then Axelrod, I forget her first name, was writing Hawkgirl for a second, as well as Star, The Prettiest Galaxy.
That one was a little too transgender.
Star.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that one is a YA, and I think YA has a problem of being very this is a trans book. This is a gay book with a capital whatever. Can I make a note about Tamara real quick? Because so Tamara kind of came out of, I think she got her career started kind of in like the mid 2010s Marvel, and the reason I bring that up is that, like, this feels like something that would have come out of, like, mid-2010s Marvel. Like, back when Marvel was, like, doing Hawkeye and Matt Fraction to David Aja's Hawkeye, was doing Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, was doing Shalvey and Ellis's Moon Knight, was, like, taking a lot of, like, really bold, very colorful, very off-the-wall swings and just kind of letting books be, like, tonally diverse and different. And I feel like that's happening at DC now. It's like there was a brief moment in kind of the mid to late 2010s where, like, Marvel had, like, a really strong editorial vision, which was just let creators come in and do, like, tonally distinct and weird and fun, particularly very fun stuff with their titles, and it feels like DC's starting to do that now.
Yeah, DC's got that going on right now in a way that Marvel just does not at all.
It's crazy to me that they found such a winning, successful formula, which was just, like, get strong creators with distinct voices and passions to do very different books, and then Marvel just completely fucking forgot how to do that. Whereas DC just, like, is just catching up now, like, almost a decade after the fact.
Yeah, the amount of stuff that Bond-Villain has been credited on just from Marvel alone is insane. I mean, she's got credits on House of X, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, like, all sorts of random stuff that, like, never became a big deal, but, like, Star Wars Dr. Aphra, Black Widow, Captain Marvel. She's got some Spider-Man credits. She-Hulk, I think she did some work with the Dan Slott She-Hulk, I think, maybe the Rainbow Rowell one. She's got Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion credits, which is fascinating.
She did all of the Gerard Way Doom Patrol.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, like, she does all kinds of artists, but, like, her work really pops when she's doing stuff with, like, Sophie Campbell, Nick Darrington, like, Ramon Villalobos, like, these cartoonists who are, like, very cartoonist.
Yeah.
Like,
this feels very, sort of stylistically cohesive. If you had told me this was one artist and if this were a one artist writer team, I would have totally believed it, just because there's nothing dissonant about the writing, the coloring, the art. Like, it's all kind of perfectly in harmony with one another.
They're good
Huge
friends.
fan.
They're good friends too.
I believe
like they had a podcast with Ramon Villalobos for a second, and, like, if you were, like, following them on, like, Twitter or Facebook, they were constantly posting about, like, the movie nights the three of them had together, which I think is just precious. They're
That's
like
cute.
My favorite, like, comics friendship is these two really cool trans women and Ramon. Like, seem like just, like, a very nice fun time.
Yeah.
Dream blunt rotation.
I also think, in contrast with all of the other DC books that I'm reading right now that I'm really enjoying, this is such light, airy, joyful, playful fare.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can pick this up after reading a few issues of New Gods or whatever, and this, like, grand, sweeping, operatic story that is incredible, and I can pick this up and I can feel refreshed and not overwhelmed. So I would say if you're, like, deep in the absolute or ultimate minds right now, and you're looking for a way out, Sophie Campbell, Supergirl, definitely a really good place to start. I think issue 7 you could just jump in totally fresh, not knowing anything that had happened, and issue 7 would be, like, a totally fine place to jump in.
I think I might do that.
We've, like, you've gotten far enough into her relationships with a few people that you can kind of just know what's going on. She's like friends with, like a Luther I think her name's like Lena Luthor or something, who's like this goth girl with like blue hair and a bunch of piercings.
Does she have pronouns?
Do they have pronouns?
She's got a bunch of pets, and then she's got this like other Kryptonian girl who's from the like shrunk Kandor.
Oh yeah, she's the Bottle City girl.
Yeah, and they're friends. Her name's Lesla, I think now.
Which is really funny, given the introduction to her is the most like, oh my god, a beautiful woman saved my life image of all time. Or at least since like Cheetah gets saved by Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of queer undertones going on.
Yeah.
In this book, but they're not very overt, I wouldn't say, but like there's occasionally a panel where it feels pretty gay. All right, so that's Supergirl. What else are you reading? You've got Batman Dark Patterns, issue 12 over there, and I see a really fun Superman cover from Black Label, which we kind of talked shit about a couple episodes ago.
I'm going to... Okay, so I have so much to say about Kryptonite Spectrum, so I'm going to do Dark Patterns first. But very quickly, Superman Kryptonite Spectrum, one of the best books DC's putting out.
So
it's
you're
so
not
good.
doing Dark Patterns first.
No, I am going to do Dark Patterns first. Anyway, I have ADHD and her cousin...
Her hyperactive
cousin. I did the joke backwards. Thank you for remembering. Also, before I do that, I'd like to give a shout out to Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees number 4, one of the top 5 books on the shelves right now. We only got the 1 in 10 just now and not the rest of the issues because of the late shipments thing, so I'm going to read that, but I haven't yet. Wonderful book. We'll talk about it next episode. But for now, Batman Dark Patterns number 12. This is the end of the miniseries. Dan Waters and Hayden Sherman kind of pitched this book as like 4 3-issue little mini mysteries, like very back to basics, like very like not particularly villain oriented, not particularly like they are concept stuff, but they're not like, they are very street level, kind of like very like grounded investigation books, while also kind of being like the mythology of Gotham books. And there's kind of been like this overarching background texture that this last arc is kind of, or background story that this last arc is kind of getting into, which is this Child of Fire, who's this guy who wears this like fire retardant like outfit and like a broken doll mask, and he has this mythological belief that the Great Fire of Gotham from like the early 1900s was like a sweeping mythological force that reshaped the like very fabric of Gotham, and so he's trying to do that again, and his idea is like, I have to set the whole city on fire, and either Batman's going to stop it, and that's going to be the dominant, like, mythological force of this city, or I'm going to burn the whole city down, and that's going to, like, start everything back from zero. And so Batman is, like, trying to stop this guy while, like, actively in the middle of having, like, a fever. He, like, just got out of a coma. I forget why, but he was, like, having a coma. And so his brain is, like, boiling. He's, like, trying to fight through these fires to, like, save this one guy. Commissioner Gordon's driving around with Firefly. Like, please, Batman has just been having a fever. Somebody tell me about fire. Like, somebody please give me some, like, Hannibal Lecter and Silence of the Lambs style. Like, tell me about the fires kind of shit. Yeah, what's kind of really interesting about this book is simultaneously, like, the very grounded nature of it. Like, it is not particularly like, there's no Joker doesn't show up in this, Riddler doesn't show up in this. The villains in this are the ventriloquist dummy as a tenement building, whose like spirit has possessed an entire tenement, and a guy who is a version of the Wound Man from like if you've ever seen those, like that surgical illustration of the guy just like stabbed to shit, and it was supposed to be for like early 1900s, late 1800s, like surgeons to like know where like certain spots are on the body. This guy just has like pins in his fucking body everywhere, and he doesn't feel pain, and so Batman can't physically fight him, because if he does, he'll like, if he punches this guy at all, the pins will like go into his body and kill him. So he's like, how do I stop this guy who's like murdering people without throwing a single punch? It's like very like, yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a weird little book. It's like really sharp, like surprisingly sharp character writing, surprisingly sharp little character writing for these like little 3-issue arcs. Hayden Sherman doing their usual Hayden Sherman kind of like strong cartooning and like.
Is Hayden a they?
Hayden's a they, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Hayden Sherman, they them. We got they them doing Wonder Woman. It's great.
They have pronouns.
They do have pronouns.
Lack of pronouns.
Maybe even hair too. Blue hair maybe. But yeah, I really like Hayden Sherman's kind of Batman is just kind of a guy. Like he doesn't feel like a particularly muscular force. He doesn't feel like a badass. He feels like he is muscular, but he's not jacked. He just feels like a guy in a costume doing little investigations.
So he's the beta version of Absolute Batman.
Yeah, his beta cuck Batman.
Okay, so that was Batman Dark Patterns. I know Walter's a big fan of Dark Patterns, and the original, is it Rom V?
Oh, Detective, yeah. So
Run.
Yeah, different writers, but they're good
yeah.
friends and very in tune with each other. Like,
so if you were into that Rom V run, this seems like a good next Batman story to read. And then on the other side, and just judging by the covers, on a much brighter note, what do you have for us from Superman?
So Superman the Kryptonite Spectrum is actually like a really solid companion tonally to Supergirl, because they're both very like Silver Age tone books. This is a Black Label book with like a 17 plus label. I don't know why it's 17 plus. There's significantly less violence in this book than like most single issue superhero books on the stands right now. There's an edited version of the word batshit that comes up in this issue, but it's edited. Like, I don't know why we're doing the 17 plus thing, but anyway, point is, I think this book is really spectacular. It's really fun. It's by the creative team who did Ice Cream Man. And Ice Cream Man's like a book that it's a book that I respect more than I like. Like, I don't always think Ice Cream Man, which is an anthology book, always lands. But I do respect it tremendously, as this creative team has just stuck around for like 42 issues doing like formalistically ambitious, like experimental work. And so even if I've never always gelled with Ice Cream Man, I've always like respected that. And like, we don't get assorted crisis events without Ice Cream Man, like very directly. Like Dennis Camp has said this. But where I think this creative team has like absolutely shined in every single capacity is with Superman the Kryptonite Spectrum. I think this book is so much fucking fun. It is just an absolute blast to read. It's very silly. The baseline premise is that Superman discovers these alternate kryptonites that he's never seen before, and he's like, hey, Batman, I just got broken up with. Let's test all of these. I just got broken up with by Lois Lane. Let's test all these kryptonites on me. And Batman's like, that's crazy, dog, but also I'm not going to let you do that by yourself, so I guess I'm going to do this insane thing with you. And so every issue is him getting hit with, like, different kryptonites that he's never been hit with before. And so this issue, he gets hit with the rainbow kryptonite that gets him sucked down into the, like, fifth dimension, the Mitzoplex dimension, which is the liminal space between imagination and, like, thought. So he gets, like, sucked down in there into a coma. Batman hits up Dr. Fate and Superman's ex-girlfriend Lois Lane and is like, hey, like, we gotta get him fucking out of here, man. Like, he doesn't understand fifth dimensional imps like I do. Back when I put one in my brain during Batman Rip. You remember Batman Rip, and I remember Batman Rip. So thank you, Maxwell Prince, for being a Batman Rip fan. But yeah, most of the issue is just Superman in the Mitzoplex dimension, like, running away from the villain of the issue is Brian Eak, who is not Brainiac, but a child who is against the concept of imagination and never believed in Santa Claus, and is actively killing imagination because he's just so full of spite as a sad child who has a difficult home life that he just wants the entire concept of imagination dead.
To just go away.
So Superman and Mitzoplex are being chased through the imagination dimension, and it's pages are getting turned into pamphlets for how to survive the imagination dimension, getting turned into little Silver Age riffs. Like, Very useful instructions for surviving the 5th dimension. Number 1, don't be spaghetti. It is important to fight your body's natural urge to become pasta while sparring in 5D. Do not twist into rigatoni. Do not tube into penne. Keep your fingers normal, man. You're not spaghetti. And it's just that tone throughout the whole book. At one point, he gets stuck in he gets stuck in Faulkner-esque prose and has to be thrown out of a prose section on the page. It is just, yeah, Superman gets his own Batmite Cal-Elf.
He's an elf.
He's an elf,
and
yeah.
He's got a little stripe of rainbow in his hair.
He's got a little rainbow cowlick. It is just such a fun and silly book. Like, issue 3, when he gets turned young, the entire through line is him and Shazam go to a theme park that Dr. Savannah and Toyman made together to trap children. And they get stuck on dangerous death roller coasters.
Okay.
Like, it's a very silly, very funny book. Like, I think the writing is incredibly sharp. Like, just really good. Silver Age riffs. I think it's very funny. I like how Mazzaro draws Superman as just kind of like his body is almost too big for itself, almost. Like, the chin is just so thick. Batman and Dr. Fate just look like guys who are wearing, like little boys who are 40-year-old men wearing costumes that are just slightly too big for them. And so, yeah, I just think this book is, like, tremendously fun. It's tremendously weird. I really like how everybody's drawn in a way that's, like, very kind of, like, they're recognizably these characters, but just a little bit off-center in a way that I find compelling. Yeah, I just think it's a really fun, really silly, really warm-hearted book with, like, kind of a shocking emotional center to it, which is mostly just, like, Superman not really wanting to face the fact that Lois Lane broke up with him because she's a woman in her 40s and she needs, like, a little more commitment than, like, a superhero can give. And also this kind of undercurrent of, like, home is a complicated place.
Yeah.
Like,
the art is incredible. I feel like DC is also just blowing Marvel out of the water with just the originality of a lot of the art they're making. I mean, Supergirl is not... The art in Supergirl is not necessarily novel, but it has a lot of character to it. The art in Kryptonite Spectrum is incredible. The art in Absolute Martian is incredible, obviously. Like, they're just... What they're putting out, I feel like, has such an editorial voice, and it's all, for the most part, from what I've read, and I've been reading a fair amount lately, pretty solid. Which I think brings us to a couple really wonderful DC books that would make great little gifts for you if you're looking to give someone a book for a present. We just got the Zatanna book from Mariko Tamaki and Javier Rodriguez, which came out a little while ago. It's like a mini-series that was later compiled into a hardcover. It's Zatanna Bring Down the House. That's another, like, Black Label book that actually is really good, largely just because Tamaki and Javier Rodriguez are incredible.
Yeah.
And the art is amazing, and they excel, I think, really well. Both of them are really well suited to the Zatanna storyline.
Absolutely.
We've also got the Absolute Martian Manhunter trade.
Next week.
Next week. I was going to say coming out next week.
Oh, sorry. I cut you off. My bad.
We've got the Absolute Martian Manhunter trade coming out next week. So if you're looking for that, come in and grab it. And then we've got a re-up of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which we did not have until recently, just because it was really hard to get. So if you're looking to read the comic that's inspiring the new movie that's going to come out, definitely pick up Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. That's amazing. Other stuff that we have, we just dug out Matt Grendel signed.
Absolute
We just dug out a Matt Grendel signed. Oh my gosh, sorry. We just dug out a Matt Wagner signed Grendel hardcover, which we have on display behind the front desk. So if you're a Matt Wagner fan, or if someone you love is a Matt Wagner fan, come by and pick this up. And then the last, I think, exciting piece of store news that we have is friend of the store and soon to be friend of the pod, Daniel Warren Johnson, popped in just for a little bit in an unofficial capacity, just because he loves the store, because we're the best comic shop on the West Coast. He popped in. He is a friend of the store. We love him. He loves the store, and he signed a bunch of books. So we've got a couple Wonder Woman Dead Earth hardcovers that he signed and drew Wonder Woman in, which was really incredible. So if you want one of those, come in and pick those up. We've got
Transformers hardcovers.
Yeah, we've got Transformers hardcovers. We've got more Transformers issues signed by him than I can count.
13 through 25.
Yeah, and you can come in and buy a max of 3 of those, but we would prefer that you try to contain yourself and contain your excitement a little bit, just to make sure that people get them, I think. But by all means, come in and get a few. But yeah, he came in and was super kind enough to sign a bunch of stuff for us. The issues, I believe, are cover price, as are the hardcovers, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, just come in, ask for him if you're a Daniel Warren Johnson fan. He's amazing. His art's amazing.
Great guy.
We raved about him with his Absolute Batman annual. Yeah, pop in.
Also, just one of the nicest guys in comics. Like, he's just a sweet dude.
He's just a nice guy.
Signing with him like 2 years ago, and he was just so incredibly sweet to everybody. And
he drew an entire Murder Falcon for me in my Murder Falcon book. It makes me very happy.
I have a personalized. He had those like posters of like the World of DWJ or Do a Powerbomb roster, and I have one of those just up near my bed that's like signed and drawn on by him.
He signed some Powerbomb too, right?
No, because we ran out of Powerbomb right before he came in.
What other books did he sign? Because
So,
I know he signed
Extremity.
He signed Extremity and then his Moon book as well, right?
Yeah, the Moon is Following Us Volume 1, and then one volume of the book he did with Donny Cates, Ghost Fleet, like a million years ago. Back in like
God,
2015.
I have not read The Moon is Following Us. I need to read that one.
I'll say it's like I don't like it as much as his other stuff. With that said, it's still very good, and I also like seeing him like collaborate with Riley Rosemo. I think is a very fun.
Riley
really
Rosemo is one of my faves.
Rosemo's so good. I really okay. Yeah, I hope Rosemo's on a Plastic Man book sometime soon, because
that would work.
Because that little issue story he did in Satanic Panic with DWJ for that Plastic Man story was really good, and I would like to see Rosemo. Like, Rosemo's just like a really good cartoonist. I think we should be having him back.
I think that just about wraps us up.